Live from the K2D4Network.com studios, it's Dan Hohlfeld.
Welcome back to the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. It is January 8th, 2019. 2019, a new year. Gonna stick to those resolutions. Probably best to get rid of them right away before you worry about them too much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to jump back into the news here. So we got... This one actually came from one of my viewers here that wanted to say, hey, because we talked about what's going on with One Small Town, the Michael Tellinger contributionism initiative. We were supposed to have these towns that were going to do this, but we never heard anything, and that has been a couple of years now. Well, now there's this town in Canada, North Frontenac, if I'm saying that right, is going to actually start doing this. So he said, the article goes on to say here that members will provide 3 hours a week, strictly voluntary, in return for benefits like free electricity. This was before he actually started the doing it. So they're going to start out slow. The first thing they're going to do here is like the beekeeping. So this could include the obvious honey production as well as wax for candle making, queen husbandry, and starter hives. We would identify how much honey our community needs for those who contribute their 3 hours a week, the implementation plan said. Once we know how much honey our community needs for those who contribute their 3 hours a week, we triple that amount. So they're going to have, this is just strictly volunteer. So those who want to participate, like Michael Tellinger said, those who participate in the project will get to keep the honey. And once they have other projects going, they can have their hand in those as well. But they sell the other 2/3 out at a slightly higher price than it costs to produce, but substantially lower than the market price. Now this gets people to buy their products more because now they don't have to pay for labor because that's all free labor. Interesting to see that happen. They also say they're going to do forest products manufacturing, canoe making, furniture and wood pellet manufacturing, and agricultural and aquatic food production, water systems to generate electricity. This is going to be done by Langenberg from Eugene, Oregon, and they would install approximately $20 million worth of equipment and recover their investment by selling the power into the grid. So when you do these projects, you got to start out, you got to get the basic needs taken care of. Get people to get their food and electricity and shelter, things like that. If you can do that right away, you can start being self-sustaining. Now that was from 2017, that article. So now I wanted to get more of an updated article. There really isn't much talk about this. I went to the Frontenac, website. There wasn't much there. This is Frontenac News. And the latest update I seen is that there was 18 investors that were interested, and then there was a whole debacle that he wanted to rent out the community hall for free, and then they didn't want to do that. But if the investors pay to rent the hall, then they can go ahead and do that. But again, we're here in 2019. He says it's going to take he figures if they got going on it, they could be self-sustaining in 10 years. Which would be great. I think everybody would want to live in a self-sustaining community, get off that grid, and lose control from the puppet masters, if you will. So just a quick update. I thank the viewer for bringing that to my attention because I would have no idea about that. So it's great to hear. If you guys have any tips about stuff that you don't want to put in the description, the comment section below, just go ahead and send me an email, k2d4network@gmail.com. And I can respond to those and get news tips. If you have news tips for stories I should be looking at for this show as well, don't be afraid to shoot me an email.